So, you want to start reading Batman, the Caped Crusader, the Dark Knight, the Silent Guardian, the Watchful Protector. Navigating the world of comic books can be tricky. You have your single issues and your trade paperbacks, but sometimes they're not always labeled in the easiest way to read. Now, this video serves more as a guide for the younger readers out there than the experienced readers. However, there will be recommendations for both kinds of readers. There's a lot of movies out there that detail the early days of Batman and how he came to be, so I only have a few reading recommendations about his origin, but then I also have a couple you can just dive right in and kind of know what's going on. And some of these are good even if you've only seen like The Dark Knight or Dark Knight Rises, Batman v Superman. They're easy enough that you can jump right in and kind of know what's going on. So now let's get into it. Where to start reading Batman? One of the best places to start reading Batman is Batman Year One. This book takes Bruce Wayne's origin and it retells it. It also gives you the story of how he became Batman and his inspiration behind becoming Batman. You get two sets of view, one of Batman and one of Commissioner Gordon. Overall, it's a pretty cool story. My next recommendation for someone who wants to get into Batman comic books is Batman Earth 1. The Earth 1 comic line resets the whole universe and brings superheroes back to their origins. This book details how Bruce Wayne became Batman. He gets to take on villains like the Penguin, Killer Croc, the Birthday Killer, and he makes connections with the police and Commissioner Gordon. Alfred's pretty cool. He's an ex-military guy. As of now, there's only 2 volumes of this book out, but promises of a third. In addition, the upcoming Robert Pattinson Batman movie seems to be drawing inspiration from this book. Another good starting spot for getting into Batman is the Batman New 52 run. There's a lot of new villains that are introduced, such as the Court of Owls, Mr. Bloom. There's some great Joker stories in there. There's some Bat Family moments that are just fantastic. You have Nightwing, Batgirl, Red Robin, Red Hood. There's even a part where you get to see Bruce Wayne's origin of becoming Batman retold. So you get a good origin story, and you get some great stories in there as well. There's one more Batman story that's a good introduction, but it has a twist on it. So when you read it, you gotta keep in mind it's not the true Batman story, but that story is Batman Gotham by Gaslight. This is Batman taking place during the Renaissance times. You have him wearing a cape, and he's looking for Jack the Ripper. He's got a horse instead of the Batmobile. Now that's the end of the Batman origin stories to get you started. Otherwise, just watch one of the Batman movies, and you get kind of caught up. Pretty much, Bruce Wayne watched his parents die in an alley, and now he's dedicated himself to fighting crime in a bat suit. So now we get into the part of the video where I give you recommended reading for someone who's well acquainted with Batman. So if you've read some of these stories I'm about to name, congratulations, you're an official huge fan of Batman. I'm gonna give you these recommendations chronologically. So starting, you should start with Batman Hunted Knight. This story details some of the early days of Batman and some of his fantastic rogue galleries such as the Joker, Scarecrow, the Mad Hatter. This book has some fantastic artwork, and some people might even consider it a good jumping on point for Batman. This book is part of a 3-book kind of trilogy. This is the first part. This book serves as a segue into the next recommendation, which is Batman The Long Halloween. This book is one of my favorite Batman books. This book sees Commissioner Gordon, Batman, and Harvey Dent team up to try to catch a holiday killer. A killer who strikes on every holiday. Initially, Batman thinks the killer is the Calendar Man, who often does murder on holidays. However, he's locked away safely in Arkham Asylum. So who is the holiday killer? This next book is kind of the conclusion to the trilogy. It's Batman Dark Victory. This book gets to see Robin's origin and how he joined Batman and became the Boy Wonder. This book serves as a great origin story for Batman's first Robin, Dick Grayson. My next book recommendation is one of the more darker Batman tales. It's Batman, A Death in the Family. This story details the days of Batman's second Robin, Jason Todd. Jason gets too cocky and thinks he can take the Joker on alone, which proves to be fatal. Batman finds the Boy Wonder brutally beaten and blown up. The worst part is Jason's death was all because he wanted to find his real mother. This book was a unique point in comic books because the writers allowed 2 call-in options where readers could call in to either save Jason's life or kill him. Ultimately, the readers decided to kill him. My next recommendation is Batman the Killing Joke. This book is probably one of the darkest Batman tales there is and is definitely not for younger children. This book gives the origin of the Joker, or so we think. He has multiple origins, and we don't know. This book starts with Batman coming to reason with the Joker. He believes the Joker can still be a good man, but the Joker's already escaped Arkham, and he's gone on a rampage. He shoots Barbara Gordon, Batgirl, Commissioner Gordon's daughter. He opens a fair, all to prove one thing, that all it takes to become the Joker is one bad day. He sets out on a scheme to drive Commissioner Gordon and Batman crazy. He just wants to prove that he's not that bad. All it takes is one bad day. But the Joker's had enough. There's only one way this ends between him and Batman. They either die or they keep on fighting forever. And the Joker decides to tell Batman a joke, and they both laugh. And the ending is unknown. Next recommendation is Batman Nightfall, which sees the origin of Bane, and Bane comes to Gotham in order to break Batman. And he does so. He breaks Batman's back, putting him out of commission. But Gotham still needs a hero, which is when Jean-Paul Valley replaces Batman. He becomes an angry, unhinged, violent Batman who needs to be stopped. And that's when the first Robin, Dick Grayson, comes back to take the mantle of Batman and prove what it means to be a hero. My next recommendation is Batman No Man's Land. This story sees Gotham devastated by an earthquake, and it's going to take all the help Batman can get to save the city. Villains and the police force have divided up the city into different sections, each controlled by a different criminal. But only Batman can stop them and bring order back to Gotham. This next book, Batman Hush, sees a new villain come to Gotham calling himself Hush. It's going to take all the help Batman can get to figure out who Hush really is. Meanwhile, he's distracted by a blossoming romance with Catwoman. Somehow, Hush has found a way to involve multiple villains, such as the Joker, Harley Quinn, Poison Ivy, Killer Croc. He's even found a way to turn Superman evil. Can Batman stop Hush? There's only one way to find out. My next recommendation is Batman Under the Red Hood. This story sees a new villain show up in Gotham calling himself the Red Hood, and he's taking out criminals better than Batman ever could. But who is he underneath the hood? None other than Jason Todd, the second Robin, and he wants revenge for the Joker killing him, and for Batman not avenging him. This next story is one of my favorite all-time stories, and it doesn't even involve Bruce Wayne. Gotham thinks Batman is gone, and everyone thinks he is. The city's gone mad, and they realize that a Batman is needed. Nightwing, the first Robin, Dick Grayson, comes back to the city and realizes the damage that's done without a Batman, but he doesn't want to be Batman. And so others step in to fill the mantle of Batman. You have Tim Drake, who's a smart, talented Batman, but he's not ready yet. Jason Todd, who's a violent Batman. There's also Damian Wayne, the real son of Batman, but only one of them can hold the mantle of Batman. My final Batman recommendation is Batman and Robin Eternal. This book is part of the New 52 and saw all of Batman's partners team up to solve a mystery involving a villain calling herself Mother. This book involves Dick Grayson, the first Robin, helping out, Jason Todd, the second Robin, helping out, and now a good guy. The third Robin, Tim Drake, back helping, and even more. It's gonna take all of them to help solve the mystery of Mother. Batman is easily one of the coolest superheroes there is, and he has many great villains. But I hope after watching this, you now know where to start reading Batman, or you have some good ideas for your next Batman book. Thanks for watching, guys. Stick around for the next one. There's going to be more videos on getting started with a superhero, and we hope to get into other genres such as fiction books for kids. So subscribe and stay tuned for the next video, and get the bell on if you don't already, and thanks for watching.